Hey everybody, New Leaf here, and today we are here to look back into the year of 2022. What an exciting and huge year this was for the channel. I mean, a year ago it looked a little like this. Can you believe it? 3D model, and we even had our own panel 2 months ago. It has been crazy. So many things cool happened, and it's all because of your amazing support. All of you are awesome. And of course, we can't look back at the past year without talking a bit about the, best games that we've seen and played over this year. And as a little bit of a list, it started out this started off with about 20, and I've boiled it down to top 10 list, and I think this is a pretty decent list. We'll see what you ponies think of this one. At number 10, starting off this list, we have Dead Space 3, a very grim space horror sci-fi game, which was really entertaining, and I believe especially so because you could play this one with a second person, and that of course made for a lot more fun, anger sometimes at the game, chaos and everything, and I think that really added to the whole atmosphere. I do believe it is the weakest out of the series, out of the three that we've seen. Spoilers, the remake to the first is coming. But still, I think it is a worthy game, especially if you can get some pony to play this with you. This is actually a pretty decent time passing if you can look, past a few bugs or two that this game does unfortunately have. That's the thing. Okay, moving on to number 9 was a pony mod that absolutely convinced me of being one of the best things we've ever played on the channel. We have always seen that there's a bunch of unfinished pony Pokemon conversion mods, and this one was exceptional because you can actually finish this one. And not only that, they also took their own spin of it. They changed some of some of the Pokemon typings. They had sprites for pretty much every single Pokemon. The amount of work that went into that must absolutely have been nuts. They managed to provide a difficult game, despite everything. I mean, Emerald is no easy thing by any means. It's challenging. It also, of course, has the potential to invite you to doing Nuzlockes and everything, and it is still completable, while also having that fresh bit of air where you can collect ponies, see what kind of creatures you can find, and that combination of new things, a breath of fresh air, but also familiar stuff really makes this one stand out to me. At number 8, we have a mod to a game that goes even further to me. At this point, with a mod like this, it is really, difficult to not recognize this as a modded game. Like, from my personal experience, the first time I even played this, I, didn't even realize how much different this was from the original game. At the same time, it offers a lot of strategy, a lot of finding things out, and of course, playing this with a lot of people just enhances this. And they, of course, managed to include all the major factions that you would expect in Equestria. You have zebras, you have hippogriffs, you have the changelings, of course, you have ponies, you have dragons. You could literally pick any race you ever wanted and suddenly decided you wanted to conquer Equestria. And if you don't want to follow the store or the lore that the game gives you, you can make your own. And I think that's also a lot of fun, just trying to break free and just seeing what you can do. But be honest, I'm not that good at the game, but still, Everypony, especially if you've played the original Hearts of Iron 4 and already know some of the mechanics, this is an excellent mod to try out. At number 7, to me, comes one of the biggest surprises of the entire year. When Generation 5 released, everyone was anticipating, some decent games, and Maritime Bay Adventure was one of the first one that was announced, and it surprised a lot of people because, it was its standalone own thing. It looked good, beautiful models, a decently nice story, but, of course you can understand that it is still aimed at a different audience than bronies might realize, but it is still a very polished and cool game, especially considering what the previous generations got in terms of gaming. Generation 4 does have its mobile game, but that's about it. But this one looks polished. It's, still super entertaining. It's a short game, but it is a lot of fun. It also has multiplayer support, and I think what made this so remarkable is I think there's also a few bronies involved within the development as well, and you can see the passion and the joy and everything, and I think that really makes this game more than just a regular old game to accompany a movie, but rather something that is entertaining and awesome to experience on its own, and you should if you can. At number 6, we have what I consider one of the craziest card games I've ever played on this channel. It is pony themed, but it is not My Little Pony themed, if that makes any sense. You can have some of the most crazy creatures, aka unicorns, on these cards doing weird stuff, but at the same time, making it look absolutely silly. It is a game that is also all about absolutely getting in each other's way, and it is intended to play with multiple ponies. And it absolutely encourages trolling and trying to mess each other up, and at the same time being absolutely ridiculous, hilarious. It has, of course, ponyisms too, like instead of no, it is nay, and a lot of other little expressions. And I always thought that was a little bit cute, but at the same time, I thought it was a really good card game because you had to, build with strategy, think about what you did, and at the same time, you could have fun and, making sure your friends rage a little bit as you try to trot away with victory, and hope they don't have anything to stop you with. So, Everypony, entering the top 5 of this top 10, I begin with what I think was my favorite horror game of the year, and what impressed me the most about this was an RPG, regular RPG maker thingy, but then, they actually managed to make it really scary, a great story, and a lot to see, but also they managed to do something difficult in my eyes, which is center this around existing characters like Luna and all, and it can sometimes be a little difficult to do that with generic characters, but they tied it up all together in a unique story where Luna was essentially running into a town, and that town was deserted, and things were happening, and they were getting possessed, and ultimately finding out that there's a big curse at work inside of Luna and everything. I think that's how the story went. It's just really interesting to dive to as a story, and at the same time, it is, I believe, also difficult to be super scary with traditional RPG Maker stuff, but they managed to do it, and if you like scary, if you like horror, if you like RPG, don't hesitate to download this one. This is free and absolutely awesome. At number 4, we have RimWorld, a very interesting strategy game that I didn't know about. Apparently this game has been around for years, and I almost feel bad for having missed out on the many hours of gameplay that I could have had in this. It is about resource management, like you collect iron and all those resources you usually have. It reminded me a little bit about Factorio, but this one has so much more added into it. You have your people that you have to manage, your manpower, if you want to call it that. You have other settlements that you can explore. You have threats, you have technology to research. You have, of course, the space aspect. You can do treasure hunts, and I also like the social aspect a little bit. Like you can have prisoners, try to convert them, become your friends, and they will also do a little miscellaneous activities like drinking cider and everything, and that just enhances this experience of a fun game that is cool to grind at by also adding more story and everything, and just making it an all-around entertaining experience. And the best part of it, it comes with ponies. If you look at the mods, and those add just enough pony so you feel like you're right in Equestria, and that rightfully gives it a spot high on this list. Opening the top 3, we have Legends of Equestria, one of the games that I believe has seen some of the best progression that I remember from any game in like the past 5 years. This game has been around forever. Everyone, has heard about this at some point, but this last year especially has been such a good one for them. They managed to fix so many bugs, make the game more playable, add more features, interest ponies. There has been more community events. They also have more things for long-term players who've been around for years. Like, we got a special item for being on the server for 4 years, or on LOE for 4 years. And yes, considering what this has come from, the humble beginnings, the broken game that was only available on weekends and is now turning towards a fully functional, very entertaining MMORPG with more features being added in, and at the same time, they've actually started to address bugs and everything, which is, also not the easiest thing to do, and not also something they have a great history of doing, but in this year, they've changed that. They've turned around the game, and things are looking up for it. So, if you, still associate LOE with this broken game that it was, many, many years ago before it was live, it is not that game anymore, and I highly encourage you ponies to check this out. At number 2, we have Gem Ponies. Not a surprise that a game that is this unique, this dedicated in being standalone is so high on this list. We have not just a mod, but these are original ponies that you can collect that all have their different unique personalities. We get a completely unique battle system. The types are completely thrown out the window to some degrees and replaced. You learn the game from scratch as it feels. You have new assets that are being added. We got a lot of features this year as well. We got mega evolutions and a lot of other smaller features that just help make the game a little easier, a lot of fixes and functionality. We also get to see a little bit more about moves, how the mechanics works, how ponies can learn them. And I believe that all ties together into a very unique game, which of course boils down to collecting things, but is about as unique as you can get it. It is essentially a Pokemon without Pokemon, but instead you have completely original ponies and original everything else, and to me that makes it one of the best standalone games we have in this fandom at this time. And if you have not played it, do check it out. You are missing out big time. This is, and of course you can support the ponies too, and this is a little bit of a spoiler to something we talk about down the line. They will aim at releasing a little bit of a demo earlier into the year. And as an honorable mention, I was not able to, complete this list without not at least including this, a game that's all about traitorous activities, betrayal, and at the same time provides hours of entertainment and cheer, is excellent for drinking games and more, is not something you really want to miss out on. But ponies, without further ado, let's go ahead and crown our king. At number 1, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw this one coming as well, we have My Little Pony Havoc, and all the 7 chapters that are out there right now. It is without a doubt, with no discussion whatsoever, considering all the RPGs that we have played, I believe this is the best one we have in this fandom. It is a completely unique story. It has so many sweet mechanics. They've got the balancing right. They're fixing bugs. They are providing some new things that you wouldn't see in some of the other RPGs that we've touched. It actually works. They've also understood that you don't necessarily need a 40-hour experience to provide a great game. Instead, they, make shorter chapters, but those are really fleshed out, have high quality, and of course they do still fix bugs and all that, which is impressive considering this is, I think, mostly done by a single person. And compare that to some of the other projects we've played, where there's like 5 to 10 people behind it, which don't even, come close to being this amazing. And I can only hope that we get to see more of these chapters because they're amazing as heck. The great story and everything, tying around all the villains like Sombra, and not just using them in generic fashion like some games have done, but actually put them into the game and give them their own story and spin and all, and keep them interesting. And they've managed to do that perfectly, and definitely, without any doubt, the best thing we've touched this year, especially as someone who, like I said earlier, we had some bad RPGs. This is what we needed, ponies. This is the great one that we needed, and if you haven't played it, please do. You will not be disappointed. And here we are, ponies. I'm pretty sure you ponies have some different ideas of what were awesome games. Do let me know about them in the comments, but I'm pretty sure those are some still reasonable choices anyway. Alright, ponies, but of course we cannot even talk about 2022's end without talking about 2023's beginning, and I'm starting this off with a bit of a banger. I'm gonna have my own gaming show called Beat the Alicorn, and it is basically a huge contest about games, at least for now. I'm gonna test this with some ponies so you can win real things, ponies. And it's basically a trip through 10 cool games, doing things like finding diamonds in Minecraft, clicking the cookie clicker 100 times, tiny things like that. And of course, with every round, the games get bigger, and by the end, it's going to be something like bit of a bigger task. And whoever wins the Alicorn gets to win. We're gonna see what the prize is, but it is gonna be something real, ponies, and we'll see what that is, but more on that in an announcement down the line. And of course, I will be picking the pony, and ponies will be able to apply for that. Okay, let's go down the list of new games that I've taken a look at for the new year. There's a few very curious ones, and I have to, begin this with the Battlegem Ponies, because we're going to be having a demo likely appearing in February, so we're going to take a look at that, and if everything goes according to what they say on their website, maybe we're going to have the full game by the end of this year, and that will be a very cool and long playthrough. And I mean, we've had a few pony modded games, and many of them never got finished, and like you saw in the list, the only mod that ever got finished is in there. All the other ones were never finished, and not only is this, not Pokemon, but it's completely original, and being able to run around like that and all, I think that's going to be fun. And of course, we're going to try to maybe do a Nuzlocke, see if we can do that. As someone who's a veteran in Pokemon, I think that's something that needs to happen. Next on this list, ponies. Yes, I'm looking down on this. Yes, the ponies, Everypony. We've talked about this for like a few seconds on Twitter, and now they have their own website. You can check out some of the models that they have there already. It's pretty curious, and this game has a little bit of an interesting, curious story. There was this animator who made like the ponies in Sims with like a video, but then ponies started asking where's the game, but there was no game. But guess what, ponies? There is a game now, and ponies are making it. And like I said, they have their own website, and maybe we could have a demo down the line this year. If that happens, we know we're gonna play this. I mean, we get to have a sort of like relaxing game, which is also pretty cool. And there's not so many of them out there outside of maybe Stardew with mods. There's not a lot of games you can just sit back for hours and, just relax and play. But I think this is going to be one of those. Then we have... What do we have here? Oh, jeez. Right, Ponyvania. Also, the Alicorn update is coming. There's going to be a new class, and I mean, come on. Look at me. Look at me. Of course I have to play this. And they're going to return to the game, played as an Alicorn, and of course also explore New Game Plus, which I haven't done yet. There's new bosses and everything that have been added. And I kind of want to cover all that in one fell swoop, pony. See how we do against some new stuff. I do like to, consider myself good, considering we played some of this blindfoldedly not too long ago. And maybe we could kick the game's butt, but some tells me we are going to regret that dearly. Then we have... yes, Generation 5 is going to have some new stuff, not just games. Well, some of it is games. There's going to be board and card games that we're probably also going to be able to play in Tabletop Simulator. But we're also going to be having... Make Your Mark is going to get a new chapter early in this year. And I think we're going to be seeing Opaline and Misty again. It's going to be really curious to see, but I don't know if this is going to be a thingy that is like multiple episodes or one big episode. We'll see. But Pony, so far I'm digging the new generation. It absolutely surprised me. The writing isn't like super amazing, but it is a lot better than some people make it out to be. And oh yeah, more co-op is also going to be an interesting one for me, ponies. We're going to try to get, more collaborations with channels, see if we can have bigger gaming nights and all that, more chances to invite ponies to play together. I think that would be a cool thing to do. There is a couple of games that I have in mind, and we're gonna see if ponies like that, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna, of course, try to reach out to creators and see where that takes the channel. And finally, the last thing, I'm going to do streams every now and then. They're gonna be rare for now because I want to see if ponies like them, but we're probably gonna do things like play Yu-Gi-Oh! Every now and then in a 1-hour stream and just see how that goes, ponies, just for some relaxing gaming. And I think that's also going to be a nice thing. And maybe you ponies can challenge me too, but that's gonna be curious because then ponies get to, see what I play and then they build against me. It's gonna be pain. Alright, ponies, but I think that's all I have to tell you for now, Everyponies, and of course, as the year goes on, you're gonna hear more about the plans, especially related to the gaming show, and we're gonna see how that goes. Alright, ponies, but I suppose with that, I thank all you lovely ponies so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, and remember, ponies, everything that you've seen in this list is on the channel if you want to watch some cool for the new year. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, be notified whenever there's a new video, and there's new stuff here every single day. Whew, including a pony who's got sadder for this New Year's Eve. I mean, come on, how else am I really gonna start this?